Hello and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts.
I wonder where we are today.
Yeah, we're at this level. I don't know what I'm dreading more, doing this level or continuing the conversation between episodes where Marcus has informed me that I am void of substance cartoons.
Oh my goodness, there's so many that you haven't seen.
We should have been recording during that time because I got a lecture about how I am missing missing classic cartoon. I think you used the word staples of animation.
Staples just in creation of animated storytelling, of visual storytelling. Like, to say that you've never seen Samurai Jack is something that hurts my heart.
Well, I was mentioning to you, and I will defend myself to the viewers, that I was not a Cartoon Network guy. I watched Cartoon Network from like the time of Dexter's Laboratory and Johnny Bravo, and right around the time when Ed, and Eddie became a big thing, and I watched a little bit of Codename Kid Next Door. And then after that, it was basically just kind of, no longer.
We have not that many years between us, but what do you recall your youngest experience with cartoons? Like, what was your earliest memory of watching a cartoon show?
The earliest cartoon?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? It might be like the Timon and Pumbaa show.
Really?
Or, yeah, like around that time.
That's crazy. That's like Disney Saturday mornings.
Yeah. But like I had mentioned to you, I was a Disney person first. Then I loved Nickelodeon. And then I watched a lot of Boomerang.
This is Boomerang from Cartoon Network.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cartoon Network was last because they liked at the time to do the art style that I know Courage the Cowardly Dog was like it, and SpongeBob did that thing where they would zoom in real close and it'd be like that hyper realistic.
Oh, I hate that.
And I was just kind of like, no, this is something I don't like.
Okay.
And so I ended up just straying away from Cartoon Network and never really went back. And so the thing that started this conversation, dear viewers, is I had casually mentioned to Marcus that I had never seen Adventure Time.
Which, love it or hate it, is it's a staple in Cartoon Network's lifetime, because before Adventure Time, Cartoon Network was doing this whole we're gonna do live action now.
Rain Rush, Destroy, Build, Destroy, The Othersiders, Survive This. It all starts at 8, Wednesday nights, CN Real, only on Cartoon Network.
Who wanted that? Your Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
We're gonna do Annoying Orange. We're gonna bring this early YouTube thing and make it a show. We're gonna bring Fred.
Yeah, that was no.
It's a bad
not.
era. And then Adventure Time came along, fixed everything by spawning off amazing TV shows. Amazing artists came from Adventure Time.
And then I lost a lot of points with Marcus when I reluctantly said that I had never seen Steven Universe.
It's a travesty.
And he still won't look at me in the eye.
I don't want to.
It's at least 15 minutes later.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we gotta take it back, because obviously, we were influenced by cartoons that predate us by years, decades, because we love Looney Tunes, right?
Yes, I like Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes has a timeless feel to it. When you see a Looney Tune or like a Tom and Jerry, you're like, this is good cartoonage. But I can't say that it's our cartoonage. You know, the Tom and Jerry Flintstones, even though I saw them when I was younger.
See, I would see Flintstones, but I would not consider Flintstones something that I enjoy watching on a consistent basis.
What is it about the Flintstones you don't like?
I don't know. It just never.
She's not the one you're looking for.
I never. No, you know what? Just chop everyone's head off, Queen.
Queen Slay.
No, but like, I don't know. It's hard to pin down. Like,
is it not cartoony enough? Is it that it's like basically a sitcom that's animated?
it is a sitcom, and I don't know, I might have to rewatch it, but I know growing up it was one of those things where I would rather watch Tom and Jerry than watch the Flintstones. And you know what it honestly might be is with growing up with my family, you know, one of the pillars of great movies and television was Jerry Lewis. Mm-hmm. And he is a master at physical comedy.
Okay.
And so it might be that I preferred like Tom and Jerry over the Flintstones because Tom and Jerry was very much that physical slapstick comedy, and the Flintstones was, like you said, a sitcom but cartooned.
Yeah, that the Flintstones, the Jetsons, they were all basically slice of life, if you will.
Yeah.
Just of a time period, and that was enough. We'll put some puns here about the time, like these birds will say it's a living because they're also carriages for their babies,
yeah.
You know. But like I guess they weren't my favorite, but they still are staples in cartooning, I guess.
Yeah.
You've also got like Johnny Quest. And I wasn't in love with Johnny Quest, I guess for the same reason, because it wasn't really a cartoon. It was an adventure show, but it was drawn, you know.
Yeah. I'm looking up Johnny Quest just to make sure I know.
So that you know what it is.
Oh,
yeah.
no, I never watched any Johnny Quest.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've watched original, and there was a reboot, I think, in the 90s where they tried to... The intro was cool. It was all like CG and whatever. I liked that. But I think like my earliest cartoon memory for me right now that is my more closer to my era is the Gummy Bears TV show. The Adventure of Gummy Bears, Disney. It's basically D&D, but with bears.
Really?
Yeah.
I never watched any of that. I watched a lot of The Perils of Penelope Pitstop.
I remember her. She was part of Wacky Racers.
Yes. Yeah, it was a lot of Wacky Racers and the dog that does the rustle.
Oh yeah, Muttley.
Yeah, Dastardly and Muttley.
Yes, they are also
in their flying machine.
Like 50s, 60s? Is that a 60s cartoon?
It is a 1969 was the first episode.
I know my cartoons.
Their
man.
final episode was 1970, so it only ran for a year.
Okay, but I expect that they didn't think that cartoons were going to do that great.
Yeah. And you could just show the same cartoon over and over and over again.
Oh yeah, because there was no on demand. It came on TV. They were hoping for a primetime spot at 7 so that everybody was home to see it.
Yeah, it's weird now to look. I looked up like Boomerang shows, and it's weird to think that like Codename Kids Next Door is on Boomerang.
How old is that show?
Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Oh yeah, the original Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Watched a lot of that. Never watched a lot of Jetsons. Yeah, Yeah, it's like the art style like Camp Laszlo. Never watched any of that.
I wasn't a Laszlo fan.
What was the other one? I know I'm gonna get murdered for this, that I can't think of the name. But it's the one where like one of the characters has his eyes in his hands over his head.
Oh, Real Monsters.
Yeah, never watched any of that. Never watched any Ren and Stimpy because of they would like do the close-ups, you know, like the grotesque close-ups.
Ren and Stimpy was really adult, and it completely went over my head when I was younger, but if you look at it now, you're like, wow, this was on TV at the same time as like Hey Arnold.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of Hey Arnold.
That is also very slice of life.
The Huckleberry Hound show, I think I watched a little bit of. The Smurfs, I didn't like, and I still kind of don't like. Yogi Bear.
I don't think I really like their Christmas special.
Yeah. Top Cat.
These are all very old. Do you like the older stuff?
These are stuff that I remember watching a lot of. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, we have a bit of a problem.
Oh,
I need a potion.
I remember when the Pebbles and Bam Bam show was on.
Now, that was weird.
Yeah. That was almost like, so my family says I used to be into the Rugrats. I don't particularly like the Rugrats now.
Really?
Yeah, like for some reason I don't like the art style. I can't like look at it and enjoy it.
Well, I
know.
mean, again, it's one of those shows that is not slapstick. They're telling a story of like a real life situation, but
Well,
exaggerated.
see, but like I like other shows that are not slapstick and stuff like that. You know, like I like a serious drama or a sitcom now, but I guess maybe I don't like it in cartoon form.
That's interesting. Okay.
But
So it needs to be wacky and crazy for you to be into it.
For the most part, like, well, I enjoyed Code Lyoko, and that wasn't slapstick. That was very adventure drama.
Well, I mean, that's an anomaly because the theme song was just a bop.
Code Lyoko, we can stand up tall. Code Lyoko, stronger after all. Yeah, okay.
So
I have
good.
to stop, otherwise we would get copyright. You know.
You're too accurate.
I know. But like, I don't know. I remember watching a lot of on the Disney side of things, like Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers.
Chip and Dale.
Rescue Rangers. Yeah. Darkwing Duck.
Yes.
You know, DuckTales. You know.
Darkwing Duck was like my gateway to Batman.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think for me it was perfect because I was watching Darkwing Duck, and just as I started to like leave Darkwing Duck, I went straight into Batman Beyond. And it was just like it was just beautiful transition into teenhood.
Did you skip over the animated series Batman?
I might not have actually. I don't remember. I know that I know that I was very much into the Justice League animated show.
Oh, it was great. It was really good.
It's still really good.
Yeah. I think I still have all of it. We gotta watch that.
But see, okay, but going into that, like, and maybe it's as I got older, I got less into slapstick.
Okay.
But because I'm thinking like Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans.
And for what purpose is this crime-fighting device? Evil beware. We have waffles.
It's a good balance between like funny moments and like serious comic book moments.
Yeah, well, it's not Teen Titans Go.
It's definitely not.
No. But Teen
Thank
Titans
goodness.
Go is doing extremely well because they're doing exactly what they're trying to be. You know?
Yeah.
There's a reason if you type in Teen Titans Go on YouTube, you will find 3-minute, like whole sections of episodes, on there, and they're easily shareable, and, no section takes up more than 3 minutes, and, you can watch a ton of them at once, I don't think it's really formatted for TV. It's formatted for the internet.
It is. Yeah, it's basically binge watchable on purpose.
Oh yeah. And I enjoy, Teen Titans Go as well. I just, I just know it's not the hard. I'm not as invested in the love story between Starfire and Robin in Go than I am in the regular Teen Titans.
Yeah. I think they push Raven and Beast Boy more.
Yeah, well, no, what they do is they push Beast Boy being kind of a creep.
Beast Boy, yeah,
More.
that is true. I see what I forgot to do.
Would you forget? I wasn't even paying attention. I'm trying to block out the screen at this point. I'm just eating a fry and talking about good cartoons that I saw, so that way you could know I'm not completely incompetent.
That's true. You're missing some necessary things.
Yeah,
Let's take this again.
that makes you small, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the camera goes weird. Goes all wonky.
Well, this is Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yep. There we go.
Oh, there, yeah. Okay, but like, you see this? Like, there's trees around, and they chose to make it a box instead.
Because that's Wonderland.
No.
Donald, I'm gonna have to. Yep.
I would have, long live the king him.
That's terrible.
The only good redeeming factor of Wonderland is the Cheshire Cat.
I didn't feel that way in the movie. I got Blizzard now.
Yeah, you got a spell that no one ever uses. I've never used.
I use Blizzard a lot.
I've never used Blizzard willingly.
It's gravity that I don't use.
I love gravity. Gravity is what you use on big bodies.
Oh, maybe.
And when they're floating there, that the whole attacking them only from behind is negated.
I see.
You can just wail on them.
Ma'am, do I talk to you? No, I talk to the cards.
I didn't know you could talk to her.
But she's just, queen about everything.
And also in this, you're missing a box. But okay.
No, I'm not. She adds one.
Oh, that's right.
I'm so glad this
But-
is not how a court of law works.
Are you sure it's not?
Well,
seen our
now that
justice
you bring
system?
it up.
See, my thing is like nothing in this world matters. Like it feels like I understand Kingdom Hearts 1 is railroady, which it has to be. But at the same time, it's like in this world, it just doesn't seem like anything matters. You collect all that evidence for it not to actually matter.
When was the last time you saw the movie? Do you remember seeing the movie?
I do. It's also definitely not one of my favorite.
I forget
Disney
what I
movies.
gave it when I rewatched it. I don't think I gave it something too low. The bad movies were like Dumbo.
Dumbo, yeah, is just really hard to get through.
Even in the not boring moments, I was like, wow, they really did mark these people off as slaves, didn't they?
Yeah, and they also, like, definitely, what's it called, in the live action Dumbo, they made it better, but it, you know, you can polish a turd and it's still a turd.
Yeah. I didn't watch the live action one because I was never that attached to Dumbo.
The live action one had good visuals and stuff like that, but that was about it. Like, I thought, you know, the story wasn't exactly there. The visuals were good, but yeah.
I think the scariest thing when I watched Dumbo was there's a scene that Dumbo straight up gets drunk, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the pink elephant scene.
yeah, in that pink elephant scene, there's a scene where a bunch of multicolor elephants come together to create this like nightmare fuel monster. And I'm like, did this not scare children? Is this not terrifying?
There was no such thing as child therapists back then.
No,
You could
Disney
scare
was
a
supposed
kid
to
and
be
it's
the
fine.
therapy. It's time for a boss battle.
It is time. Thank God. That means we're almost out of this
Yeah,
world.
it's not that bad.
Could we go through Wonderland in one episode
It's possible.
where most of it is talking about old cartoons?
I think actually I have to go through the Tea Party Garden first.
Yeah. I don't know. It just maybe it is mainly the design. Like, I like this room. This room looks okay, except for the very corners where it's all painted on. You know.
You would have felt better if it had like the feel and openness of, you remember like Cinderella or Snow White's world.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, or even how Deep Jungle. You know, there's no right angles in Deep Jungle. And even if they were to curve the corners, you know, and maybe instead of making these just single textures, you know, make them a bumpy texture, even if it's the texture on a bumpy surface, it would feel better for me.
I get what you're saying.
Like, there's a bunch of these worlds that I would love to get 3D prints of. Wonderland is not one of them.
Wonderland, we don't need that in our lives.
No, we don't know. Exactly. There's Wonderland only shows up in one, right? It's not a Kingdom Hearts 2 thing, right?
It is not. This is it for Wonderland and Tarzan.
Yeah. So I'm thankful that Wonderland got only one game. I'm like so flustered I can't even say it. But yeah, Wonderland only got one game. But yeah, sad about Deep Jungle.
I don't know what else you could have done though. Like the sequels, the movies are kind of contained in a way that's like, we don't have to come back here.
Oh, you mean like Kingdom Hearts 2 where you return to worlds but you don't have to?
Right. But even more so with Wonderland. Like, if you were to come back in Wonderland, why? Why would you do that?
Yeah. Exactly. Not only is it just making your eyes bleed, but it's, you know,
Why am I locked onto this flower?
just boring.
Could we not?
Oh, there's the...
There you go. Shock me! Whatever you say.
It's like it asking you to step on it.
No.
I don't... Well, this is Alice in Wonderland. Like, that's closer to the source material than anything else.
I can't. Ooh, it was a gummy block. That's cool.
Oh my goodness.
And just to touch on cartoons again, do you remember Goofy's old cartoons?
Oh yeah.
I used to love those probably more than most other standalones.
You mean the infomercial cartoons?
Yeah, Goofy.
Yeah.
They like made him first off like an entire city of Goofies. There was not like one goof. They were all the same man over and over again.
I think the one that I remember the most is when it's talking. Jeez.
Oh, don't die.
When it's talking about like you getting a new TV and plugging it in and all the steps you have to take. And they're like, well, remember, this new TV, but this TV, you need a surround sound, so plug this into here and this into here, and then he's like all wired, like all done, and he basically hooks so many things up to his TV that it explodes and it sends him in the middle of the football field. And so he's like, what? It's like, and the announcer's like, and you could feel like you're right there, and he gets slammed with football players.
I don't remember what chairs are what.
I believe that wooden one. No, that one is good. I believe.
If I mess this up and I pick the wrong chair and Heartless show up, the table's gone and I miss out on the goodies.
Oh, hold on. Let me check my memory.
Yes, if you could just do a deep recall.
A deep recall. I have to actually go back in my memory because my memory says that we should have done this first. But my memory knows better.
Absolutely.
Than that. We did it in the correct order. No matter what you say, Dan. So room without gravity. Alice is gone. Yep, okay.
Just gonna walk in their teacups.
Joining the unbirthday party. In the tea party garden, the group stumbles across the Mad Hatter's table. If you come through the secret entrance in the bizarre room, then you will appear on the balcony next to the blue chest with Eriga G inside.
I didn't, but
Drop to the table and read the sign on the garden wall twice.
Sit down and get your present.
Now read it again.
A very merry unbirthday.
Then sit in any of the chairs to obtain a different present, but if you choose the wrong chair, the table will disappear along with all the gifts. Enemies will attack. If this happens, you must leave the room and return to make the table and chairs reappear. Okay, so using the end chair, no. Pink chair makes the table disappear.
Okay.
So put that, there you go, like face that like that. Okay. First chair to your right.
Okay.
Is money and a potion.
Hey. Money, 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 money. Money.
All right, and then on the same side of the table, but all the way at the end.
All the way at the end.
Yeah, all the way at the end. That one. You get an elixir and a bunch of HP.
Okay.
You don't need the HP though.
Nah, but I'll take the money.
All right, now directly across from that chair is a potion and HP balls.
All right. A very merry on a birthday to me.
Actually, all the chairs on that side are safe.
Oh. Awesome.
Or that's what my memory says. So
I'm thankful that your memory is correct.
I'm thankful so too. Because I remember when my memory came out, it was good money.
Nice. So that's all the stuff. We'll move on from here. And he's going to be like, this is almost the place.
They're hiding somewhere at the Momorath's outgrab.
Outgrabe.
They're hiding somewhere in the outgrabe.
And the Momorath's outgrabe.
Want to try to find the shadows? Try turning on the lights.
You could have turned on the lights for me, but I guess I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wow.
Uh-oh. Hi,
this
buddy.
is where magic comes in.
Yeah.
Yep. Especially
Unless he doesn't
angry
look
now.
at me.
Thanks, Donald. You were useful once.
Donald's like, look, I'll
In
redeem
your
myself. But he says
No.
it in Donald's way.
Yeah, so it just sounds like.
Oop, can I grab with it?
I hate these tables. Their hitboxes are nowhere near good.
All right, I'll just jump on it then.
Yeah, we get it. One more to go.
Make it brighter.
One more lamp that you need to light. Yeah, that's the one you're sitting on.
Is that better?
All the lights are on. You'll see the shadows soon. They'll arise in this room, but somewhere else. The shadows might go after that doorknob, too.
Well, tough for him. He doesn't have legs.
Yeah. But you know what? I think we're gonna wrap that up here.
Okay.
And then we'll take on the boss next time.
Next time.
Yep, next time. So so if you guys liked it, subscribe. Let us know what your favorite cartoon is, whether you were a Disney, Nickelodeon, or Cartoon Network guy or gal.
Expect us to keep talking about it.
Yeah, because expect us to keep talking about it the life of this channel.